This is Raw Narrative. Raw Narrative. Stories in the raw.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Raw Narrative. I am your host, Adriana, and we are post-Christmas, guys. Can you believe that? Post-Christmas. We are kind of like in that week of what day is it? And in between Christmas and New Year's. I hope you guys had the best Christmas with your families. We had a great Christmas. It was kind of low key. We just kind of had the family over, made like a ton of food. So Tyler got the Pit Boss smoker out that I got him for his birthday. And we just threw a bunch of meats on there. And then my mom made a bunch of food and I made, I contributed sides. We contributed the meats. My mom made a lot of great sides and we had a good time. And we had a cute little gift exchange. We kind of like did our gift exchange towards the end of like the evening and just chilled and watched movies. Yeah, it was a fun time. And I know this Sunday is my pop-up for the date night on the rooftop. So I still have openings if you guys want to go ahead and book and join me for that, but it'll be a good time. 8 digital photos, $99, and a cute little shindig with your boo. So that's kind of like what we have going on. Oh yeah, this week we also have our Friendsmas. I think it's tomorrow, which it will have already happened by the time you guys are listening to this, but our Friendsmas is tomorrow. We're doing like a super cute, like ugly sweater theme, and I'm making like a really yummy like sangria. Gonna try to like make it cute and fun for everybody. And we're playing Dirty Santa. I think I mentioned this last podcast, but I finally got my Dirty Santa gift. And I guess I can tell you guys what I ended up doing because it will have already happened. But let me think. Will it have already happened? Yes. Okay. Yes. You guys can know what this is about. So I got actually for you guys watching on YouTube, I have it right here. Hold on one second. Okay. I've got my bag here. I'm going to show you what I got and I'm going to have to lean in here. Okay. So it's like a girls' night in theme and I don't know. I thought this would be really cute. So I got like all these little add-ons. I might go and grab something else tonight, but I got this Emily Henry Happy Place book and I've heard really great things about this book. I haven't read it yet, but I'm gifting it. Is that bad? I really want to read it. I really want a copy. It's super cute. Just like a chick flick in a book. So this is in the gift here. Okay, let me grab another thing. Okay, guys, if you could smell this. Okay, it's a good, like, sensational, it's like the TJ Maxx candles or whatever, Home Goods, TJ Maxx, Marshalls. They sell this brand with like the wooden top. It's a dragon fruit kiwi candle. And oh my word, when I say it smells so fruity and fresh, like I wanted something like not Christmassy, but like since we're going into the new year, like something that's like really fresh and like sweet smelling. I'm like, oh my gosh, it smells so good. Okay, so we've got the book, the candle. Okay. Not the, let's see. Okay. Popcorn, of course, because we need like a good popcorn snack. What else is in the bag? Let's see. Gummy worms. Hello, somebody. Of course, like everybody needs some good candy. Okay. And fuzzy socks. Look at these fuzzy socks. They're so cute. I thought this was like the cutest little gift. And then I have some like fairy lights that I think I'm going to throw in there to make it like a whole ambiance theme. I'm going for my friend Addison gifted me this book. It's called Hygge, and it's like the Danish way of living and whatever, like coziness and community and friends and like how to stay cheery like during the winter months. Definitely recommend it. And I'm kind of like taking tips from that book to make like this like wintry, cheery ambiance, like kind of a mood. I don't know. I want it to be like a cute little girls' night in mood, if you will. So I'm excited about that. Let me put this away real quick. Okay, so yeah, I might try to pick up one other little item to put in there, but that's like my dirty Santa gift that I'm contributing for our Friendsmas. So I thought that would be like cute. And I guess I can show you guys. I feel so naughty like showing you guys this gift because it's like spoiling it before it happened, but it will have already happened by the time you guys see this. So anyway, so that's kind of what's in the mix right now. I wanted to show you guys, or at least like tell you, and you guys can look it up because, you know, going back to like humanizing wedding days, that will forever be the theme of Raw Narrative. Like, yes, I will have tons of tips and tricks, but I want there to be like funny stories involved in a lot of episodes. So I don't know if you guys follow her on Instagram, but she is like a body positivity, like self-love influencer on social media. And she's from Australia and her name is Brie Leanne. She is an Australian influencer who really is about like body positivity and like just self-love and good health. So I'll link her info in the show notes, but she recently got married, okay? And she made this post about something that happened on her wedding day. And she has like, 916K followers on Instagram, okay? So everyone's, anticipating the wedding day and like, but she made this post and her videographer actually got footage of something that happened to her on her wedding day. So she said, "I can't believe this happened as I walked down the aisle." Okay, I'm going to read the caption here, okay? She said, "My soul left my body when this happened, and I forgot everything I was supposed to do when I reached my husband-to-be. Haha. Imagine this. You're about to make your grand entrance as a bride. It's the first time your soon-to-be husband is going to see you in your wedding dress, and emotions are incredibly high. Then bam, the moment everyone's waiting for, and this happens. I swear the whole room went silent and started looking at each other like, what do we do? Does anyone else have a wedding story like this where something went wrong? If so, please share it with me below." Okay. Basically it's a video. She's walking down the aisle and then she goes to give someone who's, I don't know if it's her like dad or just someone who is very like important to her in her life, a hug, and her dress rips, like her shoulder strap to her beautiful dress just completely pops as she's walking down the aisle. I had to share this because this is the most beautiful human moment like ever. And I love that she like shared this on her Instagram and she's like super raw and super authentic. So I love her posts. Oh yeah. So it was her. Let's see. So she said, "After I hugged my dad, Dylan, who was her husband, was supposed to shake my dad's hand and give him a hug. But in panic, my dad just yeeted," I guess that's an Aussie term, "himself out of the equation. And then after all of that, I tried to kiss my husband-to-be before we even said our vows or exchanged rings. Haha. But that's what makes it all so imperfectly perfect. I wanted to leave this here because while the day was magical, I've shared all of the tear-jerking moments of it. Not everything goes as planned." Oh my gosh. Yes. This is literally like the Raw Narrative message here. And she is like the bride to share the story. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for sharing this. Okay. "But Dylan and I knew that anything could go wrong on the day and it wouldn't matter at all as long as he and I were together." See, that is it, guys. That is what it's about. "So the ceremony was beautiful and full of so much love. Other than me constantly tucking my sleeve into my dress to hold it in place for the photos." Shortly after this is when I started choking on confetti and everybody railed around me asking if I was okay while Dylan started trying to pull the confetti out of my mouth. Haha. Am I the drama or am I the trauma? Oh, that's so great. Luckily, we realized afterwards that my dress didn't actually break. The sleeve button just popped off. Ooh, okay, that's a relief, right? So it's not all that bad, really. Even though at the time I was like, oh no, I'm having one of those weddings where everything just starts to go wrong, but everything was just right. Oh, okay. That post, I just had to read that on the podcast. And it is like, okay, the fact that, and you guys have to go on her channel and just watch the video, okay? Because she's walking down the aisle, she goes to give a hug, and pop goes the strap, right? And you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened. Like, that is the most beautiful human moment. Like, I am so happy that she shared that and like the videographer got video of that. It's literally perfect. But then she said like she realized that her dress wasn't like actually broken, but the button just popped. And so she spent the whole day just tucking it in where really she just, if she would have known there was a button, she would have just like buttoned it. That's just like, oh, okay. And I just love that because then what she did is she made like a community, like, or she spoke to her community and like people just started sharing so many stories, guys. Like, I love this. Okay. Let me see if I can find like an example of like, okay, here we go. Here's someone. He said, my veil was crooked and halfway hanging off my entire ceremony. I missed the line in my vows and had to reread it. I tried to put my husband's ring on the wrong hand. Basically, my whole ceremony was a mess up. It was mess ups, but no one knew but us, really. See, like, that's it. Like, a lot of times, like, sure, things happen where it's like, oh, oops, whatever, people see it. But like, a lot of times, you guys are going to be the only ones that know that you mess up. Like no one else is really like paying attention to like that. They're not expecting things to go completely perfect. Like all your friends and family, they're literally there. Hopefully, like if you're inviting people to your wedding that actually support you and love you, they're there to do exactly just that, support you and love you. So that is a good cue to be like, hey, let's filter through our wedding list, our guest list. Like, make sure you're inviting people that only, are there for you guys. I know it's hard, especially when you're navigating with parents and like they want their people there. Get it? Okay. But ultimately, it's the two of you that matters, right? So just kind of take that into consideration. Okay, let's see if I can share another one. Like, guys, I might have to like go and refer to the stream because there's so many stories. Okay, let's see. This is cute. Okay, this one was, I cried so much during my vows that snot came dripping out of my nose and I had to stop mid-vow to ask for a tissue. Luckily, my husband had some in his pocket. That's so cute. But like you spend all this money on like having your makeup perfect and hiring like a makeup artist to do your makeup, but then like your snot is like just everywhere. Okay. That's super cute though. Okay. Let's see. This one says, my veil got stuck on the concrete while I was walking down the aisle. And instead of enjoying the moment, I was stuck panicking about how I could get unstuck and keep it unstuck the whole walk down. I feel you, girl. That's so funny. Like just the subconscious, like, oh my gosh, like spiraling in your mind about something that happened and not wanting it to happen again. And like, that's all you're thinking about when you're walking down. Aw, that's too funny. But things literally happen. Let me see. Okay, someone says my cousin's hair caught on fire at her reception and I, the maid of honor, spotted it and had to put it out. Oh my gosh. So this was the bride. So the bride's hair caught on fire. I don't know. Okay, guys, that's rough. That's a memorable moment though. Everyone will remember that wedding day. And you guys, wow, things happen. See? I think it's good to like think you have to like, okay, maybe stay away from like candles. Maybe do like, okay, guys, I'm not even joking. I was shooting a wedding. Was this last year? And they had like real candles on the ground. I get so nervous. Okay, I don't know if any other photographers think about these things or like have experienced this, but when your bride and your groom or, want real candles and they like put them on the ground, I a couple times thought I was going to like start a whole fire. I luckily did not like knock anything over, but I was so close to like the hem of like my pants, like getting caught on fire a couple times because you're like not thinking about fire on the ground. You're thinking about getting the shot, right? So she had like all these candles to illuminate. Oh my gosh. I remember that. It's just fire is like, let's not, let's not with the fire. Okay. I love a good candle, but that's such a hazard, guys. Oh my gosh. Okay. Everybody has like the cutest little moments on here. Okay. Here's one. One of my bridesmaids passed out halfway through the ceremony. She just fell flat over. We laugh about it now. During the time, everyone was shocked, didn't know what to do. I don't know if I would really know what to do. Like, you're like, oh my gosh, my bridesmaid just passed out. Like, oh man, that's rough, guys. That's pretty rough. But these are things that you see. She was literally saying, we laugh about it now. Okay. It's all good. Things like that. It's life. People pass out. People's hair apparently get caught on fire. Yeah, that's literally life. But sorry, I'm a little sniffly. I caught that virus going around. I literally got sick like 3 times this fall/winter. And I'm hoping like that's it because I can't handle getting sick anymore. Wow, those are some great stories. I might have to circle back to the comments and like read out some like that stick out to me. But man, I'm so glad she shared that and shared about her sleeve popping while she was walking down the aisle. Super cute body positivity influencer, I guess. She's super sweet. I love watching all of her stuff. Makes you feel good and warm and fuzzy inside watching her content on her Instagram. So like I said, I'll link her in the show notes. But I wanted to talk to you guys today about like the importance of building a wedding day timeline. Okay. Your timeline is literally like just a plan for the day. Okay. We can try to stick with it as close as possible. As you have noted, if you've listened to any of my podcasts in the past, life happens. A lot of times it doesn't go 100% as planned. And I think it's important to have realistic expectations of this is the timeline. I did everything in my power with all the resources that I have to have the best flow to my wedding day. However, there's room for margin. I think that's something that we have to remember is your wedding day is full of people. That's what it is, right? So it's like you're the bride, you have the bride and groom. And sure, you've got like all your vendors and you've got like the wedding venue and the food and like, how does this all happen? It's people. Your wedding party, people. Your family are people. Your, friends are people. Everything about a wedding is like all about the people, right? That's literally a wedding. It's full of people. We cannot control people, right? Who can we control? We can control ourselves, right? That's the only person that we can control. Like for me, I can't control even my husband. I couldn't control Tyler on our wedding day. No, I can control myself. I can control the way I react, and I can control like what I do, right? I couldn't control my maid of honor. I can't control my mom. I can't control my grandma. I can't control the caterer. I can't control the florist. I can't control the photographer or the videographer, right? Because they're people, right? Yes, we can like have good communication. We can plan. We can have a plan A, plan B, and plan C, right? In case of things happening. Communication is the key to have a beautiful, great wedding. But like we can't control the weather. We can't control people getting sick. We can't control people passing out. But, you know, there's things that we can do to be like, maybe we shouldn't put fire here because fire, you know, like we don't want someone catching on fire. Okay. Like think about like those things. Like you can have things that you do to like make things go smoothly. But that's why it's so important to have that timeline. Okay. Because that's something that we can put in place to create boundaries. Okay. So your wedding day is full of moving pieces, right? And all the people that we've hired, all the people that we love, all the people that are here to support us as our support team, our bridesmaids and our groomsmen, like these people don't know what they don't know, right? So what we can do is have a timeline, and yeah, like you could even print out little like timelines to give to your, you know, wedding party so they know like what time they need to be ready by, right? Or like, hey, like just so you know, there's things you can do. You can have everybody like set like a little reminder in their iPhones or whatever, like, you know, have a little planning session with your people if you want. I don't know. But especially with your vendors, like communication is key. Okay. So for me, what I do as a photographer, when my clients book, okay, I send out an email. Within that email is a fill in as you go questionnaire that helps prompt all the questions that I'm going to need answered for me to photograph your wedding day effectively. Okay. It is a save as you go template. And then once it's completely filled out, what you would do is submit that back to me. Okay. What that would do is help me put all the pieces together, like all of the names of the family members that you want documented on your wedding day. It helps me know like who is the officiant, who are your bridesmaids, who are your groomsmen. I need names, is what time are you getting ready? Where do you want me to meet you? Is the groom getting ready at the same location as the bride? Are we, there's so many little moving pieces and it's a lot to think about. But here's the key about building a timeline. It's like the old saying, like, how do you eat an elephant? It's one bite at a time. So think about, okay, it's one little bit of information at a time. As soon as you figure something out, and things can change, right? So it's like a fluid timeline. That's why it's like fluid, save as you go, work on it, change it. Cool. Totally cool. It doesn't have to be set in stone, obviously. But let's say you book your venue. Okay, there you go. Where are we having the wedding? Perfect. We've got the location. This is where you're having the ceremony. Okay. Then from there, are you getting ready there? Is there a getting ready suite there? Okay, fine. If there's not, maybe book an Airbnb, okay? Or like a hotel room or someplace that is clean and bright and white and like happy and cheery, a good place for you guys to get ready at. And that is super important, okay? When we talk about the lighting and the location, we want to make sure that it is a good space where you guys can all come together to have the best time ever and get ready, okay? Now, is that going to be the bride getting ready at the same hotel as the groom? Are we getting ready at different locations? Like, homegirl needs to know this information, right? I'm speaking for the photographer's sake. And the videographer team, those are a lot of times, that's the people who are going to need to know that. And your hair and makeup. Okay. So then you know that, okay, once you book your hair and makeup, you should be able to know what time are you going to need them to arrive. Okay. Because I need to know that as your photographer. So I know, like, are we doing getting ready photos? If we're doing getting ready photos, I need to know what time you're getting your hair and makeup done and how much time are you going to need per head. Like your bride, your makeup and your hair artist, they're going to need to know that information. Are we doing a first look? Because a lot of times that's right after that. So start thinking about all of that. Because it's like, one of my favorite children's books is If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. It's literally like I love that book. It's like if you start one thing, it kind of trickles into like, if you give a mouse a cookie, then it's going to need some milk. And then after it wants some milk, it's going to need this. So it kind of trickles into this whole production. And it all started from a cookie. Okay. Cutest little kid's book ever. Okay. That is literally like if you give a bride an engagement ring or no, if you give your girlfriend an engagement ring, it trickles into all of these things, right? She's going to need to know, she's going to need to get a dress. And then after she gets a dress, she's going to need to, book the venue or whatever, and hair and makeup. And it trickles into like all these things. So if you can just start with what comes after, like, okay, you got the engagement ring. What comes after that? And then after that, and then after that. And it kind of trickles into check, 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 check. You're able to check all these items off, right? Once you have all the items kind of like laid out for you, like it's so much easier. Just lay it all out, okay? And then put it all together. That's why I love my questionnaire, because it literally is a brain dump. Like that's literally what my questionnaire is. You can dump your brain into all of these like questions and like use that to help build the perfect, not perfect, obviously, because nothing in life is perfect, but perfect for you timeline. Okay. From there, like when we review timelines, we are reviewing like it's what you want your photos to be. Okay. Because I am abiding by that, because I'm not going to be able to ask the bride. I'm not going to go to the bride and be like, what are we doing next? What are we doing next? Like, well, I'm going to go by the timeline unless I'm told otherwise, right? Like I want my bride and my groom to be in the moment with each other. A lot of times my couples are like, what are we doing next? I don't know. It's like overwhelming, and your support team is there to keep you on track. So we're like, okay, come on, it's time for this. We are bringing you along your timeline for you. Okay. That's why like a wedding planner. Okay. Some people think they don't need a wedding planner. Your wedding planner is literally just gold. Okay. I have been to weddings where they have the most incredible venue. You've got the best photographers and I've shot at weddings too, like this, right? But there's not a wedding planner. Your wedding planner, like she or he will help you to actually build that timeline, and they will help you abide by that timeline. Sometimes things happen, like maybe the food doesn't get there on time, or we're missing something, or like your wedding planner, if you have a good one, they will go above and beyond to make sure that like you won't even know there was anything missing from your day. Okay. They're literally in charge of keeping the flow moving and knowing all the odds and ends of what needs to happen and what's going to happen and where people are standing, and helping you like figure all those things out. Okay. It's super important. Like if you're not eloping and you are wanting to have like an organized event, hire a wedding planner, a good wedding planner. Okay. Because they will make your days just go by so much, like just so wonderful. Okay. Yeah. So don't just plan a wedding without a timeline, guys, because it is so important to have a schedule that gives you boundaries. Okay. And I kind of mentioned that earlier, but boundaries are so important. It is so important to have windows of time for the things that you are wanting. Okay. And basically, it is a guideline to help all the people in your life stay on top and on time, hopefully, with what you are wanting on your wedding day. Okay. That's something to consider. And it's hard, like, if the bride and groom didn't communicate to their vendors what they're wanting, or their friends and family what they're wanting, it's just going to be a bunch of moving pieces without structure on the day. So that would be like my big tip, kind of like a rant about timelines. Yeah. Don't plan a wedding day without a proper timeline. Okay. You need to know these things because it's going to help you know what's happening on your wedding day. Because that way you can be like, oh, it's 3:00. That means it's almost time for the ceremony, or, your friends and family or your wedding planner or your people will help you stay on top of those things too. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed my rant on timelines. I'm sure I'll dig deeper into them. I just kind of wanted to do like an overview on why timelines are so important. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe for more episodes. And if you're listening via podcasts, if you wouldn't mind, please leave me a 5-star review if you have enjoyed today's episode. But I will catch you guys later for the next episode. Toodles.
This is Raw Narrative. Raw Narrative. Stories in the Raw.